How about you, Les? Did you have anything exciting happening this week?
I actually just had a full training week, which was lovely.
That's as
Just
exciting as it gets.
just excited
People, listeners
to
are going to
feel
be like, that is
normal.
so sad.
Just to feel normal for a week, like sleep was good, training was good, coaching was good. It's hard to get like a completely positive week when you have two children, but it actually was really nice. Kids have been sleeping, but no, nothing crazy interesting for me.
Okay,
Just
well,
a boring guy.
I know this is not what the podcast is about, but
No.
because we're in the lead up, we're 2 weeks away from the Open. I have to ask, how are you feeling for you physically about the Open coming up?
I'm feeling really good. I've been not doing so much CrossFit, which has been very good for the body. I feel like I've been doing a lot of bodybuilding, a lot of running. Fitness is up. Maybe need to touch up a few things skill-wise, maybe like volume-wise. But I think that I'm probably more fit than I've ever been, and I'm probably in less pain than I've ever been. So
I like it.
positive. I think if
Going in on a high.
if it gets short and sharp and fast, I think I'll be in trouble. But if it's like a little bit drawn out and like get into a groove, then it'll be fine.
Okay.
No 7-minute AMRAPs and fucking burpees or anything like that.
I mean, that'll never be good for you anyway.
No,
Surely
not at
that
all.
one's not going to get
Not at
repeated
all.
ever.
If it was 20 minutes, maybe.
All right. Okay. So we, after the last podcast, we randomly had a bit of a chat, me and Alessio, and we're like, let's do some stuff with the members here at Tribe. And the first name that came up was Josh.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, completely separate from that, when I got home, I had a message from Josh because he'd seen that we'd podcasted, and he was like,
Meant to
I'm
be.
happy to do it. So meant to be.
Meant to be.
So to kick off,
That means he's got something to talk about, I reckon.
No, that's the thing. I don't. I messaged Kim. I'm like, I'd love to be on the podcast, but I don't know what I'd talk about.
we'll find
It'll
out.
come out. It'll
I mean,
come
that's the cliffhanger for this this whole
Yeah.
episode. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But how about we start with the two of you? So I mean, I'm kind of the third wheel in here, but how about we start with the two of you introducing each other? Because you know each other quite well from the gym.
Yep.
Obviously, maybe some other stuff as well. So, Josh, let's kick off with you and give Alessio a little intro.
Okay. This is Alessio, owner of Tribe, my coach, my hero.
That's what I want to hear. I don't hear that.
Yeah, ever since I sort of met Alessio, I was drawn to, I guess, his style of coaching, his style of training, and just his, I guess, discipline in running a gym. It was in COVID when I first met him. We were doing some weightlifting in the netball courts at Curly, and he was there kind of just watching us, and at the same time we were keeping an eye on sort of things that were happening with Tribe sort of starting, and we were, when I say we, there was a bunch of us from North Head who were all training together, and we were like keeping an eye on what Les was doing here at Tribe, and we were really impressed, loved how clean he kept the gym, how he programmed, and yeah, ever since then I was like, I need to train at Tribe.
My guy.
Yeah, I remember you
you
like
remember the
literally
script
like
really well.
pulling all the machines apart and giving them a clean. You were like cleaning all the barbells. You're like, we're in lockdown, we're gonna go in and clean the gym, and
It's like a once every 5 years type.
yeah, maybe in another
right
lockdown, get the gym nice and clean.
I'm glad you caught me at the right time too.
All right, Les, how about you?
This is Josh. He's one of our oldest members, obviously, from what you heard. He's got a lovely partner, Kiri, and his dog, Bruno. It's Bruno.
Yeah,
hey?
Bruno.
Yeah. They've been obviously the heart and soul of the core of Tribe, along with a few other people that have sort of been with us from the start. Obviously, he's the most beautiful guy in the room, always. Always considerate of other people, always pulling for other people before himself. So obviously I was drawn to getting him in here first. I feel like everyone relates with Joshy. Everyone can sort of lean on him when they need something. He's relatively quiet, doesn't really say much, but I try to get as much out of him as I can when he walks into the room. Sometimes I'm like reading into his mood a little bit because he's just like keeps to himself. But really, Josh is a great guy, great athlete. Recently hit his sort of all-time goal of 100 kilo snatch, which was a very proud moment for everyone in the gym, really. And that just like credit to who he is as a person, that everyone can follow his journey and celebrate with him, because it doesn't really happen that often in this day and age. I feel like people are too concerned about themselves or their inner circle to worry about other people's feats. But always really nice to see Joshy just excel in everything he does. Like, he's had a few hiccups, like speed bumps in terms of injuries and all that sort of stuff. And he's never left the gym. He's never said, I need to put my membership on pause, always supported us. And he's sort of just found a way to make it work. So
Awesome.
that's Joshua for you.
I thought I was too old to hit a 100 kilo snatch. So when that happened late last year, I was pretty stoked.
Never too old. Never too old. That's pretty crazy, though.
So crazy.
44 with a 100 kilo snatch. That's like Rich Froning territory, really.
I saw I saw a video. I told so many people, I was like, oh, I'm too old now. Like, I had a crack at it in like 24, I think. I remember we were doing barbell club, and I was just like, every single week, just dialed into barbell club.
That's
No
75%.
CrossFit. I'm like, I'm gonna hit a 100 kilo snatch this year. I went into the end of the year, spent like a whole class, like a whole hour. I'm like, I'm not leaving the gym until I hit a 100 kilo snatch. I didn't even get 90. I stood 70 up and I was like wobbly. I'm like, oh, this is not good. And then after that, I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm too old. And then, yeah.
It always
what
happens
happened
when
when
you're
you-
not expecting it, you know?
Yeah.
So what happened on the session when you hit it? Because it sounds like you have had already a session before where you really tried to get it, and then we weren't.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was a year before, and then this year just didn't really kind of chase it. Was just doing the classes. Probably pulled back a lot more on the CrossFit stuff, like in terms of gymnastics in particular, because that kind of, as you get older, starts, blowing up your joints and whatnot. So kind of pulled back on that. Did more of the conditioning and strength sort of stuff, and then just in the lead up, in particular, my snatch was just feeling really good, and a lot of people kind of commented, going like, I'd hit like an 80 kilo snatch complex, and they'd be like, "You got 100 in you for sure." Like, I remember Shawnee was back from the UK, and he was watching me. He's like, "Joshy, you got 100 in you for sure, definitely." And I'm like, "Oh, you reckon?" He's like, "Yeah." And then you program like a 1RM snatch. It was a testing week. And Cheza was coaching, and it's funny, like, I was kind of had in my head, I'm like, oh, if it's feeling good, I'll give it a crack. And just kind of looking around the room, and then Ollie Howard walked in, and when he walked in, he's like my old snatching partner, and I saw him, I'm like, it's on today. We're going for it. And Cheza's like, what do you want to hit today, Joshy? I'm like, I don't know, like, don't really want to say, just in case I don't hit it. And she's like, you want to go 100, don't you? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll give it a go if it's feeling good. And it was feeling good.
It was probably one of your nicest snatches ever, too. Normally the 100's like a little bit gross. Like the first time you hit it, it's a bit like Bambi-ish. You know?
It was a little bit Bambi-ish, but...
you got just a bit excited. You like
Probably.
stood it up and you're like, fucking shit. I remember Cherie messaged me straight away, and she was like, look at the cameras. Josh, you just hit it 100. And then I saw him hit it. I had to like keep rewinding. I saw him hit it, and it missed out on the celebration, because she was like, look at him going around celebrating, high-fiving everyone and shit. He's like... Do you reckon she high-fived like everyone in the gym?
I did, definitely.
Which is valid, very valid.
That's so good.
It's a pretty good feat. It's like, not something to be snickered at. Not very many people in the world can hit 100 kilos for a snatch. Never mind a clean and jerk. Like, a snatch is pretty crazy,
Very happy to
but
tick
very
that one
proud.
off.
And it's interesting that he got it done not doing CrossFit, like... I feel like pulling back from the CrossFit. I think probably 90% of the population of CrossFitters could learn something from that. In that he pulled back from all of the sexy stuff for a little while, focused on his strength, focused on his conditioning, did things in isolation, like actually made his body feel good, and then you can go for it. Like your muscle memory's got it. You just got to have everything set to be able to hit it.
The body's definitely feeling a lot better not doing 5 days of CrossFit now. 1 to 2 Tuesday, Thursday. The rest is just strength and conditioning, and
Same
I
for
feel
me.
so much better.
Always. I reckon a sprinkle across fit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and certain times it's seasonal, right?
Yeah.
So certain times a year. I think right now, a lot of people are upping the CrossFit a bit. If you want to do the open, which I'm doing as well, and it kind of makes sense. But I mean, as soon as the open's over for me, then the season's over. So I'll be
100%.
back to isolation and
After touring
training
and fucking running 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah, that's right.
There's no chance. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see Joshy thriving at 44.
Thanks.
I don't think he's done thriving yet as well. I don't think he's even found his 100% groove yet. I'm sure that over time he's going to like find little things that help him out a little bit more, maybe a little bit more bodybuilding in his schedule, a little bit more recovery and all that sort of stuff. But the good thing is that it's never ending, you know, like he can just keep making himself better and better and better. Sorry, am I not talking into the mic?
Yeah, I'll just adjust.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Um,
There you go.
I'd like to ask Joshy a question, but I don't know when the right time to ask is.
Just hit me with it. Let's go.
I'll start with the easier question. When we see you sort of come into the gym, there's like different phases of Josh. There's like the Josh that just had like a little bit of time off and he's like sort of finding his groove again. And there's like, I reckon there's cycles through the year where you go through like periods where you're like feeling a little bit demotivated, and then you sort of get to this point where you come in and we look at you and you're like fucking shredded to the bone, you know? And we're like, what is Joshy doing? Like, why does he look so jacked? And I feel like a lot of people could learn from, and like I look at you and I look at when you lock into your diet and all that sort of stuff. And personally, I couldn't do it and be that strict with it and just like think about all the little things. And I know you worked with Alyssa in consistency to like get to the point where you knew exactly what you needed to do to get to where you needed to be. What I want to ask is, how do you do it as a normal person with like responsibilities? You've got a missus, you've got a dog that's probably worse than a kid in terms of having to look after it and having to walk it and all that sort of stuff. How do you lock in diet wise and exercise when you've just got a normal life to live?
Yeah, sure. I've never worked with Lissy, but
I thought you were getting advice from
no. But listen, I talk about nutrition stuff all the time. She's amazing, like all the stuff that she's done with all her clients and the people in the gym. She's so knowledgeable and she's so good at it. And it's nice to kind of bounce stuff off her and know that the stuff I'm doing is right, because I've never done any sort of scientific training or anything like that around nutrition. I did see a nutritionist just before I started my CrossFit journey. And he kind of I was like, 96 kilos, I think, pushing 100 kilos.
Like overweight.
Yeah, like I was training and stuff, but I just didn't know what to do in terms of eating. I thought I was eating healthy just because I was eating sweet potato and olive oil and,
Yeah.
and all that. But it's
I
like...
still think of that.
Well, he just taught me, how to, I guess, fuel your body for training and then not eat too much, I guess. So yeah, to answer your question, when I do lock into those kind of, cycles where, I come in the gym and I look super shredded, it's kind of just been built into me from that time when I lost all that weight from being, 96 down to sort of 80 kilos. And to kind of balance it in with my life, like it just, it's kind of hard to, I guess, explain, but like middle of the year, winter, I take as like a bit of a downtime from dieting or from being strict on my diet.
Do you think it's important to like have that?
Yeah, 100%. If you're just always in a calorie deficit, you're going to be miserable, and you're probably going to go out of the calorie deficit because you're like, I hate this, or you're hungry, and then you like overeat. So, but yeah, it is definitely important to have that balance. And when I do lock in, I kind of go through the Monday to Friday, counting my calories to be in a deficit, so that on the weekend I can be a little bit more relaxed, but still be in a deficit over the whole week.
And roughly how many calories would you be taking in?
So during the week I'll be at like 2,200, 2,300, but I'll make sure that I'm fueling my nutrition around the times when I'm training, ensuring I get plenty of carbs in, especially around the training, and plenty of volume as well. So people think 2,200 calories, especially for someone sort of my size and the activity level, is not much, but you can really up the volume on that. Like if you saw what I eat at 2,200 calories, you're like, holy shit, that's a lot of food.
Yeah.
And just knowing the right kind of foods to eat around that time. And then, on the
No
weekends,
processed foods
a little bit
in that
yeah,
time.
Yeah.
You like your smash burgers?
I do love my smash burgers, but I can make a healthy, macro-friendly smash burger.
Yeah.
And still
I could only eat smash burgers, to be honest.
still be in a deficit and still eat heaps of food. So it's been a long time. I've been doing it for 10 years, so I've over that time kind of tried and tested a few different things, and kind of got to a point where I know what to eat and when, how much.
So it's not like you're sitting there measuring calories. You're just like you just kind of know by look at what.
I do know,
is.
but like I just repeat once you know something. Like my breakfast and lunch during the week, Monday to Thursday, is exactly the same. Like I just change between the two, and then Friday a little bit more lenient, but I'm still in a deficit.
Friday's definitely a smash burger day.
Yeah, 100%
sure.
but a healthy one.
What's the breakfast? What are the two different
The
breakfasts?
two different breakfasts: YoPro yogurt, like a little tub, scoop of whey in there, 62 grams of, which is basically half a punnet of blueberries, half a punnet of raspberries, half a punnet of strawberries, a small banana.
Half a punnet of each of those things.
Yeah.
That's like $20 a berry
How
in
much
there.
money do you have?
A small banana and honey on top. And yeah, that's like 500 calories, 40 grams of protein,
So no
50,
eggs,
60.
nothing.
I'll usually do eggs on a Friday. Yeah, but that's my Monday, Tuesday breakfast, and then Wednesday, Thursday is 40 grams of oats, scoop of whey, same berries, same banana, and honey on top.
Hectic.
Same
that
again,
down.
500.
Write that down.
500 calories, and that's super high protein, plenty of carbs to fuel your day, and super filling.
I like the idea of something cold in the morning, because when I wake up, I'm like, the last thing I want
Oats
to
are
do
hot.
is eat. Yeah, but like something that's not like eggs and bacon and all that sort of stuff. The last thing is that's palatable for me in the morning is like hot eggs and bacon and all that stuff. But I like it in the sense that if I was to sit down at a restaurant and eat it, that's great. But like the last thing I want to do is go and put the fucking pan on and cook some eggs and crack them, put them in the bin and all that sort of shit. But I never think to have like yogurt and like a protein powder inside the yogurt, because I feel like I'm going to shit myself if I have the yogurt. But I shit myself anyway, so I might as well just have the yogurt, But that's good. So you just know exactly what you're going to eat, and you just rinse and repeat.
Pretty much,
And I feel like everyone should be doing that in the sense.
It just makes it easy. You don't have to think about it.
Yeah, and that's like where the consistency comes in, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're constantly thinking about varying, and it's the same with training. If you're constantly varying the process, like you're not going to find any sort of groove. You know, I'm all for trying out new recipes and all that sort of stuff. But like when Ames is cooking, I'm like, dude, just give me some mince and rice, and I'm good. I don't need anything else.
I'll have that as well. Oh, sorry. If people are writing it down, the yogurt, I put granola in with it, like 40 grams of granola as well.
Okay.
Which probably isn't the best and super filling. It just gives it a little bit of crunch and some carbs in there
Changes
too.
the texture.
Yeah. I like it. It works for
Texture's
me.
important.
Yeah.
Very important. Yeah. Okay.
So that's my breakfast pretty
Thanks
much
for
every
that
day.
answer. That's really helpful. My next question is about children. And I always find it very interesting when I look at you and Kiri and the way that you look after Bruno.
And he is my child.
And I'm like, they're like such a waste of amazing people to not be given like a child to bring into the world, right? But when I speak to you and I'm like, when are you having kids? And I'm like, probably in the first 5 years, I probably forgot. Every time you told me that you weren't having kids, I was like, I'd probably look at you and be like, why the fuck isn't he having kids? But then I realized you've told me that before. But why do you not want kids? Is it a choice? Is it something that you've always had in your head that you're like, I just don't have the patience for kids? What is it?
It's funny. My wife and I were talking about it this morning because we got engaged on Valentine's Day, like 18 or 20 years ago or whatever.
Oh,
and
shit.
she's like, "Imagine we had kids. Like we'd have a bloody teenager by now."
Yeah.
But it's funny. We were trying for kids at one stage, but not because both of us went, we really want kids. Like we were just we married, had the mortgage, had a place that we were comfortable in. It was like our next stage is kids, so we just started trying because we're at the age. And Kiri was like, kind of questioned the whole thing. She's like, "Why are we having kids? Like, do you really want kids?" Like, I was like, "Oh, I just thought, you get to 30 or whatever, and next stage after you're married is you have kids." And she's like, "We could have a pretty amazing life if we didn't have kids." Like she was more than me. Like I don't, like I'm not like, desperate for kids, and people are like, "I really want to have a kid." And that's
like maternal, they really want to have that.
She wasn't, and it made me question like whether I was as well. And I was like, "Oh, never even thought about it." And we said, "Look, let's, if it happens, it happens." It didn't happen, and then we were like, "I think we're pretty happy not having kids."
I feel like you made the right decision.
Well, like a lot.
Just because you're in the thick of it right now.
I'm deep.
Well, I mean, Kiri was also like, saw a lot of people around her having kids and saying, how tough they were doing and how unhappy they were a lot of the time. And she's like, if you don't really, really want a kid, then why would you, do that?
Absolutely.
And the world definitely doesn't need more people in it, that's for sure.
Not at all. Not at all.
But she also, when she was younger, had went through cancer as well. And she has quite a bit of a quite a bit of post-traumatic stress around hospitals and stuff. And this isn't like a specific reason why she didn't want to have kids, but it probably adds on to the whole
anxiety
thing. Yeah, imagine like having post-traumatic stress and then having to give birth.
It's fucking stressful.
Yeah, but yeah, to answer your question, like neither of us are really, I really want to have kids. Like, and we are, lucky enough to have Bruno in our lives, who's our little kid, our second dog. We had Phoebe before him, and that's our kid, and we love him, just as much as we would having a kid, and he behaves like a kid too.
He does. I feel like a lot of people should have maybe reconsidered having kids, in the sense that like they would have kids just to mend their relationship or to accelerate their relationship into some form of love that they might not have been feeling. Like Ames and I were very much like that when we were younger. We were like, no chance we're having kids. We just want to like travel the world, do whatever we want to do. And we were the same. We used to look at people and be like, fucking hell, that looks torturous. Like having to wake up when you don't have to wake up, like the kid not listening to you and all that sort of stuff. And before that, Ames wasn't maternal at all. Like I was like genuinely worried, thinking like, how's she gonna have patience to like raise these kids? But then something like flips. Obviously, when you get pregnant, you have the baby, you go through the whole process, and they become maternal. Especially the girls. It takes the boys a little sec to like sort of connect. But I feel like there's so many people that just have kids for the sake of having kids when it's the right time.
Then that's exactly what we were kind of doing.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad she made us, take a step back and really question it and, decide whether that's really what we wanted with our lives. And yeah.
And now you have the freedom to like develop your relationship,
Yeah, 100%.
Rather than giving, like for us, it's like we're giving the next 10, 18 years or whatever to the kids, and our relationship takes a back step. Obviously, you do what you can to maintain it during the thick of it. But like, I mean, if your relationship's not strong going into that, even if it is strong, it's tough, you know. But if you're going into it thinking I'm gonna make my relationship better through the love that I have for this kid, I feel like you're making the wrong decision.
Yeah, totally.
But that's good. Interesting.
Yeah.
And you have all the financial benefits of being dinks.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's the thing too. Like people think kids are like very expensive. You've got a good 5 years until they become expensive. Like as soon as they start going to sport and all that sort of stuff, it gets a bit tricky. But initially it's probably cheaper than a dog. Like if I ever had to pay 15 grand, 15 grand for a dog surgery,
And the food bill of a 50-kilo burnt mountain dog.
he's bigger than Kiri. Actually,
He is.
probably eats more food than Kiri as well.
Yeah, he probably eats more than me.
No calorie deficit
Yeah.
for him.
How much does he weigh now?
50 kilos. Yeah.
He's
And
he's a
he's-
small human, basically.
Yeah, he'll get a bit bigger as well.
What do you feed him?
He just has kibble. He has like 2 cups 3 times a day. Then he gets like a veggie ear, which is like a pig's ear, pig's ear, but it's made out of vegetables. You haven't seen? So
I've seen a pig's ear.
Yeah, so they have pig's ears, but they're super fatty. So we get him like it's in the same shape of it, but it's made out of like vegetables and stuff.
I can't believe they're making fucking
That's crazy.
vegan piggy.
It's just a little treat. He loves having a little
Just-
treat after dinner. and
Is
it's
the
a bit
texture the
healthier.
same, like hard and chewy
Yeah,
for them? Like,
yeah.
oh wow.
And does
Yeah.
he munch the shit out? Like, you know, some dogs probably have the same pig ear for like a week.
Nah,
and
it's
just chow it.
in 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
We give it to him when we have our dinner, so he leaves us alone.
It's a good distraction.
Yeah.
That's what I do to Eli as well.
Awesome. Okay, I have a little bit of a question.
Yeah.
Since we talked about your relationship, how did you and Kieran meet? And
Oh, how long have you got? It's a long story.
yeah, perfect. Well, we got a lot of time. If you want to just kick it off, or if you want to get into where you were at in your life at the time, and then
Yeah.
how
It's,
did she learn to get to know you a bit better?
yeah, I was in a.
Do you know something about this?
Did you do some homework? Kimbo? Yeah, Kiri and I were 100% meant to be together. Like it's like fate. Like there were so many different instances, sort of growing up, where the universe kind of pushed us to meet, and yeah, we kind of crossed paths, but never actually got to know each other until my best friend and his sister forced us to go out. So they were friends with Kiri and obviously good friends with me as well. And they said, you guys have to go out, Josh. You have to ask her out on a date.
How old
And,
were you?
21. It was at my best mate's birthday.
Okay.
And
That's a long time.
I asked her out, and she reluctantly said yes because she Googled me and saw a photo of me from when I was in a band, and I was like doing the horns. And
What did you play?
I was a drummer in a metal band.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and she almost said no, but friends said no, go out on a date with him. But yeah, there were multiple times where we crossed paths. Like probably the first time. Was when I was in my band. We were playing a gig with another band from Queensland, which ended up being her cousin. And then, actually before that, I was going out with a girl who was good friends with her, and she just kept going on about this girl called Kiri, and I just remembered, oh, that's a strange name, never heard that before. And I went to her 16th birthday, which was on a boat, so that was the first time I met her. That's how long ago I met her. Yeah, and then the next time was, we were playing gigs with her cousin. I was like, oh, I know your cousin. It's blah, blah, blah. And then the next time, her brother's girlfriend started working with me in a surf shop. I was like, oh, yeah, I know your sister, yada, yada, yada. And then, it was until my friend and his sister just like, you guys have to go out on a date. And then the sister married us because she's a wedding celebrant. So
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
yeah, that was quite nice.
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was in a pretty bad place when I met Kiri. I was single. Not too good mentally.
Did you want to be like a famous drummer?
I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do. What I wanted to do with my life, I was a bit lost. I got diagnosed with OCD at the time, which a lot of people think is just like you're just a really neat
Like a
kind of person.
cleanliness.
Yeah, but it's actually quite a debilitating mental illness, and I was in a pretty dark place at the time. But yeah, she.
You know
she
we're going to
come
go
out
into
of it.
that.
Yeah,
Tell
happy
us,
to
tell us about it.
OCD.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like I said, people think it's just a really super clean, neat person who's like very like anal about how things should be kind of organized and that sort of thing. But it actually with myself, it was like intrusive thoughts, and it kind of gets worse when you're depressed or sad or like under stress. At the time, there was quite a lot of stuff going on in my life. I used to I was addicted to smoking weed, and I'd kind of come off it, and like I said, I was in a pretty dark place at the time, and started getting intrusive thoughts. So it's kind of hard to even, I guess, vocalize, but like I thought I was schizophrenic from the weed, and I thought I was going to kill someone. I would
So like if you're holding a knife, you're like, I could stab you on the neck right now.
Yeah.
I get those feelings too.
but like
Genuinely.
but like it's to the point where, most normal people would be holding a knife, that they might have that thought and it just disappear, whereas when you got OCD, it repeats and it just keeps going in your head.
And you're like, why am I thinking this sort of thing?
Well, that gets more and
And-
more scary if it repeats, right? Because if you
Exactly.
if you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
thought
and
once
you're
and you
like,
know it's
Maybe I'm a murderer or something like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not murderers. Maybe they've just got OCD, and they end up following through.
Well, this is the thing. I thought I was, I couldn't sleep. I thought I'd wake up and I'd be covered in blood and I would have murdered my family. Like it's just the most.
What the fuck?
It's usually the most opposite thing to what you would ever do is what kind of you obsess over.
Okay.
So like another example is like when say a mother has a baby, they're fearful of dropping the baby, and they just keep thinking they're going to drop the baby.
Oh, wow.
Fuck. I didn't even know
Obviously.
that exists. Like, obviously, I would always think OCD was like a neat freak, or like needing to wash your hands 1,000,000 times, or setting your alarm 1,000 times, like a normal person type OCD. But
Well,
that's crazy, man.
I think we use OCD as a bit of a joke. But
Yeah.
we don't actually know. Like so,
Yeah.
but that's pretty extreme. That version that you had. But I've heard people that have OCD. That's they have to check that they've locked the door 10 times, and it's actually really, like you said, debilitating because you keep doing that every time you leave the house. That's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's like a lack of trust in yourself as well. Like when I'm doing it, like I'm one of those people where it's like I'll have to like check my alarm 5 times before
Maybe you've got
after
OCD.
I've said it. But like I feel like that's very common amongst people,
No,
and that's
like,
just a lack of trust in yourself in
Yeah.
a sense. But that's crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
How do you get through that?
Well, when I finally went, because I couldn't sleep, like that was probably the worst, or not the worst part of it, but it made it even worse because, without sleep, you
Start to go berserk.
Yeah, exactly. So, I went and saw a psychologist and thinking he was going to diagnose me with schizophrenia from smoking too much weed or whatever. And then he's like, no, it's like basically if it's it was more of a thought than a voice kind of thing. And he's like, no, you've got OCD. Like I had to answer all these questions and stuff. And anyway, once that was kind of diagnosed, I was like, oh, like a bit more relieved. He put me on this medication, which absolutely knocked me out.
Just turned you into a zombie.
Yeah, and which is what I needed because I wasn't sleeping. It also make you put on a lot of weight. So I went from like 85 to 100 kilos like within a month, I think.
What?
Yeah. But like I was able to deal with the illness at the time. So I was doing cognitive therapy where they would basically, I'd see a psychologist and she would make me talk through it and like write down different scenarios that I was thinking in my head and expose me to it, and I'd have to read it out, keep going over and over. Like when you read it out, like the anxiety level's like at 10. And then as you read it out more and more, and you become more exposed to it and realize, there's actually nothing going to happen. And it kind of brings the anxiety level down to a point where it's nothing.
You just desensitize the topic.
Exactly. So I would have to do that multiple times to kind of then be able to wean myself off the medication.
And now?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
No.
Probably the not smoking any more weed might help.
Maybe.
I might try that.
But it is crazy though, because at the time it sounds like you had to make a bit of a choice between trying to get your mental health a lot better, but it sounds like your physical health deteriorated pretty quickly during it.
Yeah.
And so what was your journey like going from from feeling better with the OCD and then trying to get to a place where you had to look after your physical health again? Because obviously now your physical health is really good. You know, you're way above the average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was in high school when I was younger. I was always very active, did quite a lot of sports like tennis, soccer, basketball, you name it. But my sport in high school was swimming. I was a really good swimmer. So I used to do squads like 4 or 5 times a week. Went to state titles at one stage, but I didn't really like it that much. I was really good at it, but I didn't enjoy it that much. So yeah, through high school and stuff, I was super fit, and then as soon as I came out of high school, stopped doing any exercise, got pretty overweight, unhealthy, and then yeah, like you said, once I kind of got on top of my mental health, I wanted to get fitter and healthier in that respect. So started going to a gym, just like anyone does, without any idea what to do. Just doing bicep curls and lat pull downs, and
I feel like it's a rite of passage for for a man at least.
Yeah. And I kind of got to a point where I was like, okay, I need to, like, I'd go with a mate or whatever, and we'd try and make stuff up or whatever, just based on stuff we'd seen on YouTube or seen other people doing. But then I was kind of got to the point where I was like, I need a personal trainer. I need someone to show me what to do and how to do it properly. And started seeing a personal trainer, and he introduced me to, shout out to Jared, if you're watching, Jared Sullivan. He's an ex-pro surfer, and he kind of got me into, training properly, like getting my heart rate up and not just, doing bicep curls and whatnot, and also teaching me technique and stuff too. But this was in it was like a Jets Fitness, like a 24/7 kind of gym. There wasn't even a squat rack at the time, so like I would squat in a Smith machine or like do. There was no like barbell or anything like that.
I feel like squatting wasn't very mainstream back then.
Nah.
No one really knew how to do it, so they just did Swiss machine the whole time.
But he introduced me to ollie lifting, but I had to do it on an easy bar. So like an easy bar with fixed weights on the end. I was doing like, I don't know,
Like
40
one of
kilo
those ones on
snatches.
the rack.
Yeah.
So nothing spinning.
Oh my
Nah.
God.
And he taught me how to do cleans on that.
Whoa.
I was like, oh shit. Like,
I think we know where your wrist injury came from.
yeah, probably.
Quick question. How much did you weigh when you walked into Jets the first time?
I would have been like, not in the 90s.
Yep.
Yeah. And then changed gyms after that, went to Virgin Active near my work, just because it was a bigger gym, better equipment, just suited my kind of a schedule at the time, like being closer to work and stuff. And again, I wanted to see a personal trainer, and I was kind of looking on the board, and there was a guy on there who was a CrossFitter. I think you both know Meatball.
Oh yeah.
Nate Horner.
Oh wow.
Nathan Horner.
Where was
Yeah.
this?
Wow, really?
He was a personal trainer at at Virgin Active
Virgin,
at
yeah.
Moore Park.
Oh wow.
So I was like, oh yeah, I'll go see him, because I'd started
Meatball.
It's so
yeah,
funny.
started watching some of the CrossFit documentaries, the Froning documentary. Lukey at work was doing CrossFit, and I was like, yeah, this looks fun. So, and I saw that he was a CrossFitter, and so I signed up with him, and absolute legend of it. I love that dude.
Yeah, it's funny.
And he's super
He was
funny.
so good to have around, like in the back behind event, like in between events and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Just always having fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got me into CrossFit. He would program workouts for me in this big Globo gym. I'd be running from a ski over into the weights room to do clean and shit. So, trying to do a WOD in this like Globo gym.
People just fucking rolling their
Yeah.
eyes at you.
But yeah, I'd see him once a week, and I did my first open with him just in the Virgin Active. Like obviously it wasn't registered or anything like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I need to start, going to a CrossFit gym. So I signed up at North Head, because that was close to home. Sick gym.
Very
The
sick gym.
owners at the time were Jules and Bez. Do you guys know? Yeah, them. Bez. Obviously moved on from there, and then that's kind of when we went, let's make the move over to Tribe. Yeah.
Did you have any, when you discovered CrossFit, were you just thinking, hey, this is really cool, I enjoy working out this way? Or did you have any aspirations, or what were you thinking in the beginning? Because CrossFit can be, for most people, it's a bit off-putting straight away.
Oh,
but-
totally. And it took me ages to build up the courage to go join, a CrossFit gym. So it was really good that I had, Meatball showing me the ropes before I went in, so I wasn't like a complete noob, and I was, had a bit of confidence about me to go into a CrossFit gym. But yeah, I guess my goals were just to, again, like when I first walked into the Jets, I was, quite overweight and stuff like that. So I just wanted to get shredded and lean and fit. And kind of just wanted to test myself as well, and, put myself in some uncomfortable positions and situations. And, because if you can, get through a difficult workout, then, the rest of the day's going to be easy.
100%. It builds resilience, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, which I think is really, we talk about that a lot. These days, everything's so easy. And with the phone, everything is just getting easier and easier. You barely have to click on the phone, and then you get whatever you want.
That's right, yeah.
But there's a certain feeling of achievement when you do something hard. And for most of us, that is just doing a workout. Because nothing else really is that hard in life.
No, that's right.
Sit on the couch, pick whatever movie you want to watch, order some food if that's, if you're that lazy. You barely have to leave the couch. But doing a workout, like even we trained this morning, that was a pretty hard workout in an uncomfortable environment, in the sense that it was hot and humid.
Yeah.
But when you're done, it's just like that feels so much better. And it's 8 a.m. and you already achieved something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think, the feeling of having achieved something for the day is a massive part of why I continue to train. But also, I didn't realize that when I started CrossFit that I'd love the community vibe of it so much. And that's, as much as anything that I get out of CrossFit, the whole community part of it is, just as important, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a question I want to ask both of you, because having been in the CrossFit community for so long, there's two things that's really difficult to explain to someone who's never walked into a CrossFit gym before. It's one, it's not as intimidating as you think it is, but just like you said, Josh, it's like it can take you months before you actually enter a gym. And then two is explaining the community. It's, to me, that's almost impossible just doing by words. You have to kind of be in there for months and months, and then you realize what the community is. But can you talk to that a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I've met some of my best friends through both North Head and here at Tribe. I know people have met their partners through it. But I guess every day you walk into the gym, it doesn't matter what kind of day you've had, whether it's been a good day or a bad day. In particular, a bad day, you walk in the gym and everything just disappears, I feel. I'll walk in on a Wednesday. If I've had a shit day, I'll see Alyssa waving at me, smiling, and I'm like, everything's kind of just disappeared. Or I'll see Les come up to me and go, Joshua, what's on your mind? And, within that hour, you're a different person, I feel, and it's the people around you that, make it that way.
I think the CrossFit side of things, it's like we've moved away from CrossFit as such, in the sense that like we don't offer like your typical CrossFit style training. Like we offer Olympic lifting, we offer gymnastics, but like you get so much more chance to connect with people when you're teaching those higher level skills, where you're working through resilience of, oh, I've tried this skill for the last 2 to 3 months and I still don't have it. And you're trying to keep each other accountable, and you're working through all these different emotions of like, oh, if I don't get this skill, I'm going to feel like I haven't achieved what I need to achieve. And like, as a coach, you're like, fuck, I just want this person to like get it, and every time they come back and you're like, promise you next time it's going to feel like way better. And you go through all these like waves with people. Whereas with a deadlift and a squat and then your simple cardio workout, you don't really get a chance to connect with your athletes or with your members. This is like a journey that you get to go through. Like you see average people come in. Like I had a guy come in yesterday and he'd never done a toes to bar, never done a muscle up before. And I was like, and it's skills day on Friday. And I was like, oh, like this is going to be like a bit of a punish in the sense that like never kipped before, never done anything. And I just got him like kipping on the bar, doing some like toe to bar type stuff, got it straight away. And I was like, dude, this is like the fastest I've ever seen anyone learn a toes to bar. And I was like, maybe we should just go straight to a muscle up. And I don't normally do that. And I could see that he had the capacity to do it. And then you get to a point, you're like, maybe let's try a muscle up. So I got up, did a muscle up, and he's like, what the fuck? How am I gonna do that? And I was like, just explaining it to him, like building him up as much as I could in terms of confidence. And like literally tries his first muscle up, almost gets it, like out of nowhere.
Wow.
And I'm like, Sheree, look at this dude. And then he gets up, second time, does a muscle up. And I'm like,
I hate those dudes.
like that's such a big impact on someone's life to come in and barely like he could probably do 10 strict pull-ups, you know, and he comes in and he's like not expecting anything, and he walks out 15 minutes later and he's got toes to bar and a muscle up. Probably like genuinely one of the best muscle ups I've seen. You know, this is someone that's never touched it before. And like he goes home now and he's like, oh my God, I can do something that I never even dreamed of. Like he was organizing PTs with me thinking like, oh dude, I need to like learn how to toes to bar. Do you reckon you could teach me how to toes to bar in a month? I was like,
so this guy's going to be
got
the best in the
everything.
gym by this time next
he
year.
wouldn't even let me film it. Like he was like, sure, he got a camera out and he's like, nah, dude, that's not me. I was like, that's fair, that's fine. But like those little things that people get to like achieve things that they're not used to. Like anyone can go into a gym and squat and deadlift and bench, and by the time you've worked through 3 months or 2 blocks of programming, like you've got it pretty sorted, you know. Whereas this is like a constant journey, you know. You've got like Joshy's got pretty much every skill in the book. We could still probably get ring muscle ups. We could probably work on handstand walking. You could just constantly like progress people. And I think it keeps them engaged as long as they're thinking of it with longevity in mind. I feel like you can always keep progressing people. He's 44 and he just hit his all-time PB snatch. You know, like if that doesn't say anything about the fact that there is longevity in CrossFit, you've just got to do it in the right way.
Yeah, I mean,
without breaking people, and that's where the stigmas come. That's where the things come that CrossFit's like just like randomized. And I speak to people and they're like, oh, you do CrossFit, you guys just like lift heavy things. And I'm like, that's like the opposite of what we do, you know? Like we lift heavy things within reason, and there's a time and a place to lift heavy things. And they literally still think that we go into a competition and we get there and we do an Olympic lift and go home. You know, they're like, oh, you just do a heavy clean and jerk and then go home. I'm like, dude, we're doing everything. Yeah. Everything that you do, we are doing, but then on steroids, you know? Like, obviously not literally on steroids.
Just do it all at once.
Maybe a few people might be, but yeah, I think there's just so much depth to it, and that's really hard to beat, you know. And you look at a CrossFit athlete, and they're so well-rounded, and they're so meticulous about what they're doing, and they move so well. Even the process of learning how to do a overhead squat. Like, remember when I walked into Sean's gym for the first time at Athletic, and I had a barbell. I was like coming in hot, like thinking I was about to be Rich Froning, you know, and he puts a barbell on my shoulders and gets me to go overhead and tells me to squat the barbell, and I'm like fucking flopping around like a bird, you know. It's very humbling and brings people down to earth, and I think that's what brings the communities together, is that everyone's in the same boat, you know.
Been through the hardship.
Yeah, like everyone sees you going through the same thing. Everyone's on the journey with you. Fucking how many people have been trying double unders for 3 months before they get it, and they finally clicks, and everyone's losing their shit about it, you know, because they see the journey, like they're a part of it, and they're all together. It's not just turn up, fucking turn the clock on, look at the fucking muscly dude on the screen, and do the exercises that he's doing, you know.
I mean, that's part of what the open is so good, is like when people get their first muscle up in the open, that's always, you know,
right.
that is the loudest the gym ever gets.
Yeah.
If someone does that in the open, it's just people lose their mind.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that's the thing that people look forward to the least is that workout, and it brings the best moments, you know?
100%. Hey, I mean, I was going to ask you a bit about, for you, Alessio, because I remember when you started and walked into a CrossFit gym, and yeah, I think Sean explained it probably exactly like that. You came in thinking you were going to kill it. And and in all honesty, you actually kind of did, although he tried to humble you a bit in the beginning.
Oh,
But
he was trying his hardest, I think.
but I think he tried his hardest, and then a couple of weeks later, he's like, "Nah, just go to Brookie and just do quick train with the competitors." But what was your mentality? Why did you think that you were going to crush it when you came in?
To be honest, the first time I got a glimpse of a CrossFitter was I was at Anytime Fitness in Manly, and this dude came in and he looked like a horse. He was like shredded to the bone. His legs were like striated, and I was like, "What do you do?" Like he used to come in and he used to do like ollie lifts and all that sort of stuff, and I was like, "What is this sport that you're doing?" I was like, "You look like a fucking monster." And we always thought like this guy's on steroids, like he has to be. But then you slowly realize like as time's gone on, I'm like, this guy's just been doing the right thing for a long time, right? So after I saw him and I spoke to him and I was like, "What is CrossFit?" Because I was a CrossFit hater for sure. I was like, "What the fuck are those guys doing? Just do some bodybuilding and get strong, you know, and then you can work on your fitness outside of that." But I saw him, I spoke to him. Dan LeCave, my now brother-in-law, suggested like after I'd finished baseball and all that sort of stuff that I go and try CrossFit because he was also at Athletic, and he was pretty close with Sean by then. I guess I just went in thinking like nothing really. After my first session, I went and I watched like a few Rich Froning things and all that sort of stuff. And as an athlete, you think that you're like at least on the level, you know? Like I just came from being a professional baseball player in a sport that I believed was like the hardest thing in the world to learn. And I thought that my, I guess, ability to learn a new skill would have been like heightened, right? Which it was compared to a normal person, I would say. But then it got addictive when you weren't good at something, you know, and that became like an obsession. I was like, fucking Sean wants me to, I was like, he wants me to fail right now just so I can be humbled. And I sort of just I stuck with that sort of mindset for a little while. And then you meet Wall, and Wall humbles the shit out of you as well. He was like, I don't know how old he was then, but he was just punishing us in workouts, and he was like this 30-something-year-old dude that was just moving so effortlessly, and that motivates you to just want to be like the best mover in the room. I wanted to be like have the prettiest lifts, like be able to do effortless muscle ups. I remember looking at Darius doing ring muscle ups, and I'd been working on them for fucking ever. And that was my light bulb moment. I was like, oh, he's fucking using his hips, and he's not even like this strong guy. He's just effortlessly doing things. So I feel like the thing that got me addicted was the fact that I couldn't do it, and that deters a lot of people for some reason, which is fair.
But it filters certain characters, right?
Yeah, I think it does, and I don't think it's for everyone. I don't think that everyone wants to come in and just like pick up a barbell and learn how to snatch. But at the same time, what I say to everyone that comes in here, I'm like, dude, you've got your whole life to train and to learn new things and to do whatever you need to do. You're going to go to Anytime Fitness and you're going to get in your squat rack and you're going to do your bench press and you do your deadlifts for the rest of your life, 12-week blocks, whatever the fuck it is. Like there needs to be something that you're acquiring a skill or you're working towards like being better at something, as opposed to being like, oh yeah, I feel pretty comfortable here. I might just like stay here and be with my friends and all that sort of shit. So I feel like that was the draw card. Like you're constantly learning, you're never satisfied, and that suited my personality just fine because I was never satisfied with my physique or my ability to play baseball or do anything.
Still not.
Still not satisfied. Like still there's like, and I tell the people that come in here and start to learn Olympic lifting, I'm like, dude, I'm still like catching lifts and thinking like that wasn't perfect. Let's make it better in some way. And they're sitting there after a month being like, I'm not good at this. I don't want to do it anymore. Or my wrist hurts or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, my fucking wrist hurt for like 3 years, you know, until I started to learn to like move better. And that's the process. It's like, yes, you're going to feel pain. You're going to feel discomfort. You're going to feel like, oh, my front rack's not good, or like I'm not built for this. But like genuinely, I was pretty bad like at moving in terms of mobility, squatting. I thought I squatted before, but then Sean put a barbell on my back and was like, okay, squat to depth now. And I was like, okay, now I suck at squatting again, you know? And it just breaks you down to the point where you can build back up in a way that's safe, healthy, as long as you have a good coach or someone guiding you. I feel like it was just like a nice path forward, especially for an ex-athlete. You know, it gives you that competitive edge too, to just keep progressing and competing in something. You know, like people don't have the opportunity to go and play soccer anymore, or cricket, or baseball, or whatever it is. But this lets you train, be jacked, and compete in something that's worthwhile. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of that, what's your, now that you've hit your 100 kilo snatch, Josh? What's your goals going forward?
Yeah, funny. I don't really have like a lot of, I guess, goals in terms of my lifts or like any of my workouts or anything like that. I think this year, just want to stay strong, stay healthy, injury free. Want to do high rocks again this year. Had a ball doing it last year. I want to do it mixed pairs this year.
Kiri.
Definitely.
Or Bruno.
So yeah, any tribe girls want to do high rocks this year? Hit me up.
Oof.
All out.
And then obviously want to do turf games again. I love doing turf games with everyone from tribe. It's such a good, weekend away.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah. But yeah, really just want to do the open because I missed out on it last year. Do high rocks, do turf games, and stay injury free.
Well, I mean, that's a lot on the calendar, really.
Yeah.
How
For normal people, that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know.
What's your plan or strategy to stay injury free?
That's a good question. Definitely just doing less of the stuff that I guess hurts physically.
That's a
So
good start.
Are you saying listening to your body a bit better?
yeah,
maybe?
definitely. I guess and more of what I did I guess this year. Still be able to lift because that doesn't hurt as much as say for myself. A lot of the gymnastic stuff like pull up, butterfly pull ups, muscle ups. I stay away from ring muscle ups now. Just I'm getting older and I know what I can and can't do. And when I say stay away, maybe do them like once every 3 months or so. Opens coming up, so I know that we're probably going to be doing pull-ups and muscle-ups, so I won't do too much of it in the lead-up, knowing that I'm going to have to do it then. Or if there's a comp coming up, I might do it then. But not just doing it, every day, 5 days a week, every week, because, my body can't cope with that anymore. Like when I was doing it, that's when I was injured all the time, and I'd come into the gym and have to pull back.
Started to like actually progress as opposed to just breaking everything down for the sake of doing it.
Yeah,
like doing your like just strength days where you just come in and you do your strength and go
that
home. You don't need to do a WOD. You don't need to do anything crazy.
Yeah, and doing more of that strength stuff and more of the accessories will only improve when you improve your gymnastics and stuff when you actually do them. So yeah, just try and do more of what I did this year and pull back on some of the stuff that I guess blows up my joints.
A lot of trial and error with Joshy. I feel like we've gone back and forth with like different things, especially with his like wrists, shoulders, whatever it is. But we've always managed to like come out with a good outcome, and often that's just leaving things out. Like you don't need to do everything. There's so many fucking movements in CrossFit or in functional fitness in general that you can do to stay away from things that hurt you. And Josh doesn't have an ego, which
I think that's a really important thing. Is to it probably took a while to let go of my ego and go. I come into a class and everyone's doing muscle ups and all that sort of stuff, and that's when I was getting injured. I'd be like, oh fuck, I can't let these young guys show me up or whatever. I can do muscle ups. I don't want them thinking I can't or whatever. Now it's like, you know what? You can have your muscle ups. I'll do some, strict pull ups or something like I did yesterday or Thursday, whenever.
And often that substitute is probably more beneficial for you than anything. Like anyone that comes in and is like a little bit sad that they can't do toes to bar like everyone else is, and like do hanging knee tucks strict. And you're probably getting more of a six pack than you would on a toaster bar, Like everything has an upside. There's nothing that you can look at and be like, oh no, I can't do that, so I'm gonna lose this. It's like it's all ego.
Yeah.
If you can drop that, you can get massive gains, regardless.
Yeah, they're all progressions and regressions in the movements, and you got to figure out what timing it is for you to do either one or the other. Because it is funny, right? We're talking about people coming in, learning something new. You know, like the person you talked about who gets a bar muscle up. That's going to be a sick day for him because he goes home and it's like, holy moly, I just did that. Whereas, you know, I guess both me and Josh are examples where we've done all the movements. It's and now at this point in our training, probably better off doing a bit less of some of the movements.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna get injured, and you can't train, then what's the point in
I hate that the most too. Being injured and not being able to go for a run outside, not being able to go for a surf, just having golfer's elbow or whatever. It's just so annoying.
Yeah,
just being healthy is way better.
Yeah,
but if you're trying to compete and you're trying to make touring in an individual or something like that, you're gonna go hard.
Yeah,
you got to figure out the limit. That's
definitely
totally
trying to make.
It's the same with any sport, right? Like if you want to excel in any sport, regardless if it's golf or CrossFit. You got to push the boundaries and be uncomfortable sometimes, be willing to push through injury and all that sort of stuff. Not to say that it's like good for you, but unfortunately that's the nature of the beast. Like you have to push the boundaries and get to the point where you're injured to know where you can get to. And even when we talk about like skills and all that sort of stuff, like once you have the skill, when, like, say you're trying to get a muscle up and there's someone that's super frustrated, once you have it, nothing changes. Like now you've got to learn how to do the skill under fatigue. And now you've got to think, why is this skill applicable to me? Why is it bettering anything to do with my training? So when people pick a skill and they're like, I want to learn that skill, like have a reason to learn the skill. Don't just like learn it because you're going to be like, oh, I've done a muscle up and now I have it. Like if you don't know that you're going to put that into practice after that, then what's the point? Then do strict pull-ups, do kipping pull-ups, do something that's going to be something that you can keep forever. Like all for learning a skill, but do it with a purpose. Don't just do it for the sake of having a muscle up,
It's hard to think ahead sometimes.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
And I say that when I wasn't even like that, but
that's how you learn.
Yeah,
and then people that you tell, they're not going to listen either. That's just how it works. Should we round it off with a couple of lighthearted questions?
Sure.
Deep.
How do you get good at betting on the UFC?
Well, that's a bad question for me because I'm terrible. Terrible at betting on the UFC. I think I've won once or twice.
The house always wins, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Don't ask me that question because I'm terrible.
What's the most frustrating loss you've had on a UFC bet?
Probably the one where I actually did win and I forgot to press confirm bet.
Sure, that'll tell, eh?
I was like, yes, I finally won. And I looked and it still said confirm bet on there. And I was like, oh, no, I'm no good at this.
That's so funny. Who's your favorite UFC fighter?
Like GSP was the one who got me into it. He's like my all-time fave. He obviously doesn't fight anymore. So, it'd be Volk. Volk's a man.
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't love Volk? Yeah. And he cooks a mean smash burger too.
That's the only reason you like it.
It's so funny. I was talking to Seb the other day, Seb Ashton. He's like, I was watching the UFC and then the cooking guy came on the TV. I was like, oh, that's that dude. He knew him from cooking before he knew him from UFC.
Well, his cooking YouTube
He's
channel
got a
is
big
like
following, man.
Well, he's got 2 channels. He's got like 1 million on his normal channel, I think. And then he's got a cooking channel with
That's
500,000.
mental.
Crazy. He's killing
Do you
it.
reckon he makes more from that than he does in the UFC? Surely.
He does pretty good on UFC.
Like, what's their prize purse? What's his?
Well, he's a champ, so it's pretty high.
He'll get a
Pretty
few
high.
couple million, 3 or 4, maybe 2 to 4 mil.
Per fight?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, he's a champ.
What the fuck's he cooking for then?
Well, he's probably making money there.
Well,
Relax,
for when
go home and
he's
sit
38, he won't be fighting for that much longer.
Yeah.
So
And he likes
afterwards.
smash burgers, so.
I'm a personal chef. Never mind cooking.
Speaking of smash burgers, what's the best smash burger you can buy in Sydney?
In Sydney, that's a hard one. On the Northern Beaches, hands down, Wingmill in DY. They do an amazing smash burger. There's a good one at Shorty's at the Par 3.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
So if you go
don't tell me
if
that.
you go to the driving range, go there next door and get one of
Okay.
their burgers. They're really good. I'm yet to find the best one. I'm always on the hunt.
Here's
Actually,
this is actually really good
The
value.
best one is Zimski's smash burger.
I think so too. I asked Joshy. I tried to make a smash burger the other day, and I asked Joshy because when I smashed it, it was like basically just dry as fuck. It wasn't very nice, and I think I bought like lean meat, and it didn't have
you
like a
need
nice.
fatty,
you gotta have
fatty
fatty
mince.
Yeah.
Maybe just tell the people out there just a quick process of how to prepare your meat to be smashed.
Okay. Well, I'll do the whole burger. There's a lot of different parts that go into it. You got to get a good bun. The best bun is a Martin's potato roll. So go to your butcher. You can usually get them there. Meat. You need like a pretty fatty sort of meat. So like 80% meat, 20% fat. Usually a butcher can get it for you. If you can't, go to Coles. I think they've got like a 18% fat one there.
That's
good
almost a
enough.
cheaper mince, right? When you
Yeah.
go to Coles.
Like
It's not the expensive.
the less healthy version,
Yeah, it's definitely less healthy, but
tastier.
it's definitely tastier. You want to put it into a ball. About 80 grams is a good 80 to 100 grams. Have it in a ball, not too tight, kind of like semi-loose. And then you want to have like a good tool to smash it with. So you can get it's like a round disc with a handle, and you can smash it down onto a preferably cast iron pan because it'll stick, and that's where you get the crust on it.
Ooh, I would have thought that was bad.
Nah, you want it
Okay.
to stick. If it's on like a non-stick pan, it like kind of it smashes out and then like shrivels a lot, and then doesn't get a nice
That's
crust
what
on
mine
it.
did.
Yeah,
And then it was just a shit burger.
yeah. So
Okay.
definitely you want to have that, and then you want to get American cheese at Coles only. You can get like a bigger like burger cheese, and that's probably the best you can get from like a Coles or Woolies.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
That was more for me than anyone else.
Oh, maybe for me as well.
I'll be going home now.
Well, I don't know. I'll make one for you downstairs one day.
Yeah.
Well, I've been trying to fucking get you to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
I have been making
maybe
a-
next Friday we go Smash Burger
Yeah.
Friday.
All right.
Oh, sick. I have been making them at home as well.
Yeah.
I've got the cast iron pan. I've got the right pan to fry it in, but what I don't have is the right tool to smash it down. with.
Yeah. Go to Bunnings. You can get it's like a burger kit. I actually got one for Johnny and Danny for their housewarming present.
That's good.
Yeah, you can get it from Bunnings. It's got the smasher. It's got like a good spatula. You want to use like a paint scraper almost, or actually use a paint scraper
yeah,
to
to
scrape
get
it off.
the-
Yeah, otherwise
Crispiness off.
otherwise you won't be able to get it off.
Okay.
But that's got like a good spatula in it, and then it's got all the other bits and pieces you need. Yeah, go
At
there.
least we have our
Bunnings.
soundbite for the day.
Okay. Let's say you've done a pretty hard workout at the gym. You've been humbled pretty badly. Everyone's beating you.
Yeah.
You're having a bad day at the gym.
Like this morning.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
You were, we did well. But yes, you go home. What movie do you put on?
Movie.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't normally put movies on, but if I was going to put a movie on, it would probably be one of the Ocean's 11 movies. I love those
Ooh.
movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
You
really?
can watch
Yeah.
them 1,000 times,
Yeah.
eh? You still don't remember
I'd
what's gonna
say
happen.
those three movies are probably my number one. Yeah,
Should be good on an airplane because that's all they have.
yeah.
Well, that's so good there.
Yeah.
What about for
That's a-
Christmas? What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, hands down, The Holiday.
The Holiday?
Yeah,
Which
everyone.
one's that?
It's Cameron Diaz,
Diaz,
and Jude Law, and the chick off Titanic.
And the
Jack
guy,
Black.
Jack Black.
Yeah. Everyone thinks it's Love Actually, but I reckon The Holiday's better.
A lot of people have The Holiday as their favorite. compared to
Really?
Love Actually. Yeah, I
Ah,
think,
so
but it's a bit, yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe it's coming back a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Love Actually is a bit too obvious now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of them until I've seen. My memory's wiped with movies.
Are you not a Christmas? So what's your Christmas movie?
Honestly, I could watch a movie a million times because every single time I watch it,
Fall asleep.
no, not fall asleep. I'm just like either like not paying attention or I'll just like forget what it was about. So it's like really exciting for me. I can pick any movie and I don't really know what's going to happen in it. You know, I know the gist, but I don't know the specifics.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
can like always watch something new. Ames just falls asleep, so she's never actually watched a movie before.
So what is your favorite movie?
I would say I always like try and get what's that one with
Here we go.
with Johnny Depp, and it's like he's a cocaine dude.
Oh, Fair and Loathing in Las Vegas?
No, it's one word. It's one where not Jaws, but the one where he's like standing in the hospital room and he's like coked out while his missus is having a baby. He's
Never
like
seen that.
he's like you've never seen it. What do you mean? We have to figure it out. now.
Okay. If any listeners can guess what movie, no, don't Google it. That's boring.
Okay.
If any listeners can guess what movie this is,
It's on the tip of
extra
my
points.
tongue.
Get a free month membership.
It's like
Oh, I have no idea. I've never seen it.
you have seen. It's like 3 hours long.
No.
It's got that Mexican chick in it. That's like she's probably not Mexican. She might be like Puerto Rican in it. Blow.
Oh,
Oh,
Like that, like deep
Yeah.
stuff, you
okay.
know?
Yeah.
That's real dark, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah. I like a long storyline, lots of twists and turns. If it's too simple, I'm out.
Okay.
You know, no love actually.
No happy
No, it's
movies.
just- it is Christmas
happiness. No happiness.
Now, Joshi, how many times do you reckon you wear a RecGen shirt before you give it away to Seb?
Probably not that many because I got
Definitely under
Well,
10.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, probably I don't know, 10 or 15 or so. Yeah. He's got half my wardrobe.
They do last forever.
They
as
do
well.
last
Like, I
a
reckon
long
I've
time.
still got my originals from 2018 or whenever the hell we started. Like, don't
Yeah.
lose their shape.
No.
Don't-
To be fair, they don't stay on for very long.
Yeah,
So.
true. They're more sweat.
Yeah, you actually
sweat
don't
out.
wear them that
That's right.
much at a time.
They're
yeah.
just a face wipe
Just-
by the end of
Yeah,
it.
you wear it in warm up and then it's off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Tudor or Rolex watches?
Well, I have a Tudor. I do love Tudor, but I mean, yeah, Rolex.
What is Tudor?
Tudor is one of Rolex's
watch brand.
Yeah,
Like the lower echelon?
yeah.
Or like,
It's a lot. Some people call it a poor man's Rolex. Sorry.
Is it about half the price of a Rolex or?
Even less, I'd say.
Okay.
But they're really good quality watches. They got a lot of history. They're obviously part of the Rolex family. They're super high quality, and they're still really well regarded in the watch community. Yeah.
link in bio.
So if you
Josh
had
10.
10 grand for a watch budget,
Yeah.
not enough for a Rolex, but that's enough for Tudor.
Yeah, definitely.
So what would you get?
Well, the watch I got is Tudor Black Bay monochrome, which is basically their version of the Submariner, which is, I guess, one of the most famous watches in the world.
Submariner, you got to go on a wait list, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or you pay double and get it from like a reseller.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're probably not. Yeah, you're not getting a Rolex for 10 grand, unless it's like a vintage, like old Datejust or something like that. You might be able to get.
How the fuck do you guys know so much about watches?
I love watching.
Really?
But yeah, if I had 10 grand, I'd go get a Tudor Black Bay chronograph Panda.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what strap would you get for it?
I would get the 5-link, which is their Jubilee bracelet. Johnny told you, asked me this, didn't he?
Wow.
Did he?
Maybe. Nah, awesome. Guys, we've gone for a bit over an hour, so probably should wrap it up
Yeah,
for that
we
one. Unless, do you have anything you want to roll out?
I
with?
don't. That was a lot more than I expected us to get through. I just want to thank Josh for being the best person ever
Thanks,
and
mate.
getting involved. And hopefully we can sort of showcase more of our members like Joshy that have made a big impact on us. And thank you to Kim for hosting and having fucking $3 million worth of cameras.
There's not a Rolex in this. In
He
this
makes
room, I
it
wish.
very easy to talk and feel very natural. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks guys for being on, and
Thanks for
as
having us,
always, it was
boys.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
See you in the next one.
All right.
Thank you.